Hello, my name is Jessie Riley, and I'm the Director of Education and Community Programs at Irish Arts Center in New York City. Irish Arts Center has been adapting to our current inability to convene in person by offering a series of live stream performances and digital commissions that we're calling At Home with Irish Arts Center. We are thrilled today to have the second edition of our programming specifically for youth and families. And we are delighted to have Utsav and Sam Comerford, two great musicians, to bring us a special program called Ragas to Reels for Kids. So please welcome Utsav and Sam Comerford. Hi, thank you for being with us today. So my first question for you is, how did you meet? How did you meet each other and how did you become friends?
We met in Dublin. I was living there. I was living there from 2016 to 2006 to 2010, and I was studying jazz at this at a jazz music school over there, and right next to the room where I used to learn piano were kids learning how to play saxophone, which is very fun and not distracting at all. But the priest who taught saxophone over there said, "You need to talk to Sam. He's incredible," and gave me his number. And it turned out that he only lived a 5-minute walk away from me. So we met, played music, and we've known each other what now, 12 years?
I think it could be 13 years or more, 14 maybe. I think it could be 14 years. It's a while. Yeah.
So how did you actually start playing music together?
That's funny. We started by playing jazz together. We were studying it at the time, but we both had a background in our respective traditional musics. So I started out as a whistle player and then a flute player.
And what are your traditional music genres? Or
well, I play Irish traditional music. I've been playing since I was 9 or something. And Utsav?
I play Indian classical music, but it's funny because the first time we were playing together and had a gig together was at TGI Fridays, when we were, and we kind of went there and we were so excited because they were like, "Yeah, you can come and play over here," and they're like, "We're going to get paid. We're doing the whole Nidation thing. This is going to be great." And then they offered us €20 and a couple of free soft drinks in return for playing for 3 hours on Sunday afternoons.
And you were playing jazz at that time?
We were playing jazz, yeah.
Trying, speaking for myself.
Yeah.
And when did you start to fuse your different traditional musics? Like, when did you start to kind of explore the traditional Irish side and the Indian classical side together?
It was maybe a year after we met. We were playing jazz. We talked about the different traditional things of our musics and conversed about it, but I think we performed what we were working on for me. It was more than a year after we met. It was a long period of thinking through things, and then Sam showing me how jigs and reels work, and me showing him Indian music, and then we really took our time in those initial stages to kind of get into each other's worlds and learn as much as we can, and then got to do a tour in India. We did some stuff at the National Concert Hall and then in Belfast as well. Actually did 2 tours in India, which was very fun to take the music over there.
Yeah. It started with a lot of listening to recordings, the stuff that we love. That's the first step. There was a lot of that, checking things out. Yeah.
And telling stories about the music, stories of all musical genres have all of these crazy people who, when you think about the things that they've done, it just seems unbelievable and completely bizarre, but also very inspiring in a way. And I think Indian music and Irish music in particular have a lot of very strange and wonderful people with an incredible obsession with the work that they do, and sharing stories about these music is like one of the ways like it's so easy to connect and relate.
We are thrilled that we're going to be able to play along with you today a little bit. I know that you had asked people at home to gather together their own drum kit. So if you haven't done that yet, this might be a good time to get your drum kit together. So what we asked you to do is we asked to get one high sound, one low sound, and one wild card sound. So what that means is you could find some pens or a pencil, so something that you could try to hit different things. Ask your parents first what you can hit, or ask your grown-ups. And you want to try to find something that when you hit it has a high sound, and when you hit it has a low sound, and one that's just a crazy wild card sound. So you're going to need those things when we go to play music together with Utsav and Sam. So if you don't have those already, pause the video now and go find those and come back. And if you've already gathered your drum kit, good work. We are going to be using them now. So first, we're going to go to Utsav's home, and he's going to tell us a little bit about Indian classical music, and we're going to play along with him. And then we're going to go to Sam's home, and he's going to teach us a little bit more about Irish traditional music, and we're going to play along with him. And actually, later today, in the evening, Irish Arts Center is also going to have a premiere of new music by both of these artists. So we're looking forward to hearing that as well later this evening. So without any further ado, we're going to go take it over to Utsav's home.
Today I'd like to talk to you about the music that I play, which is Indian classical music. It comes from India, and this music there's certain things about this music that you might find slightly different from most of the music I think you would listen to. Like most songs usually on the radio and stuff are 3 or 4 minutes, and most songs in Indian music are about half an hour to 2 hours. So it takes a long time. You have to sit there patiently and listen, but there's a lot of interesting things and a lot of exciting things that happen during those 2 hours. And most people won't play more than 1 or 2 songs in their recital, so it's not like it goes on for 24 hours. Indian classical music is very old. It goes back thousands of years, and it's obviously changed since then, but it still resembles the music that was played all the way back then in a lot of ways. Some of the ways that it's different from Western music is, one, the instruments that you use are pretty different. Usually you would have drums and guitars and piano, but in Indian music you usually don't find piano over there. You have sitars, which you might have seen on some commercials or films. It kind of looks like it has a big gourd ball thing over here and then a long neck, like a really stretched out guitar, and all of these crazy patterns and intricate shapes and colors in it. And it sounds very beautiful. Or there's the tabla, which is where you have 2 drums and you play them with your hands, and you can play very fast, very complicated things on it. I've been meaning to learn tabla one of these days. Maybe I'll take it up now. I think I just inspired myself to learn tabla. One of the things that's very special about Indian classical music is that every single note has its own character. Every single note is like a person. And all of these notes, when you you can categorize them in these things that you call rags, which are kind of like pieces or songs. And each rag has 8 notes or 7 notes or 6 notes, but never more than that. And every single note has a personality. And there's about more than 7,000 rags. And if you think that all of them have 7 notes, then every single one of those notes has its own personality. And when I say personality, it means there's some notes that are shy, there's some notes that are strong and dominant, there's notes that want to be friends with another note, there's notes that don't like another note but would be friends with something else over there. And the notes that aren't friends, you can't really play them together because then they'll get annoyed with each other. Like, let me give you an example of that. There's a rag called Yaman, and say, so in this rag, this note never wants to go to this note. It hates going there. They're not friends. But this note is still trying to be friends with this note. So what you have to do is, if you play this note, then you go down one, skip over that note, and then come back to this. Or say there's another rag called Purya, which sounds a little bit similar, but you'll notice some differences. So in this rag, this one note over here is very shy. You cannot rest on that note or it gets too embarrassed. So a lot of the times you kind of skate over it. So here, we didn't rest on it. Coming back down, we didn't rest on it. If we rest on it, it doesn't become that rag because that note is shy. So you can't really stay on it for that long. And for every single rag, you're going to have all of these things that you have to learn about it, which makes playing this music pretty interesting because it's almost like making new friends every time you learn a new piece of music. This music is also improvised, which means you make it up as you go along. Like, you have rules and you have to learn which notes are friends with whichever other notes, but as long as you learn the rules, you can kind of play it in any way that you want. So when I sit down, it's not like I memorized exactly what notes to play. Like, I probably start here, and then I could go, or I could go, or I could go, which makes it fun. You never get bored playing it because you kind of have to like put what you want into the music every single time. And that's definitely one of the most exciting parts about this music. The other thing that's very special about rags, and this is the part that I don't know if I believe this, but a lot of people swear that it's true. There's some rags that have properties that can make really magical things happen. Like, there's a rag Megh Malhar, which is supposed to make it rain. And a lot of musicians say that they're singing Megh Malhar and that's why it's raining, but I think they usually see the forecast and see that it's going to rain and then sing it to prove to other people that they made it rain. But then there's this one rag which I haven't really heard anyone sing, but I've read a lot about it. And it's called Rag Deepak, which is supposed to light fire. And if you sing it really well, apparently you can catch fire yourself while you're singing it. And the story goes that if you sing this fire rag, then you have to have someone sitting close by who's also singing the rain rag at the same time so that the person doesn't catch fire. Otherwise, it's very dangerous. You could just spontaneously combust it. The other thing that I wanted to tell you was every single rag is supposed to be played at a specific time of the day and during a specific season. And like, let me give you an example of that. There's one rag called Bhairav, which is a morning, like dawn, early morning rag. And you're supposed to start singing it right before the sun comes up. And there's one particular note that's supposed to make you think, like, you're supposed to hit that note the second the sun has risen over the surface. And let's see if you can hear that note when I just play a little bit of this. Now watch closely. This is when the sun's about to come out. See that note over there? Kind of feels like things just got a lot brighter all of a sudden. It was very dark and mysterious down over there. And now the sun's going to go even higher. And now even higher. So that was a little example of how the time of the day can affect this piece of music that you play, that I always think is pretty exciting to do that. And also, again, I feel like a lot of Indian musicians are obsessed with this thing of catching fire. Apparently, if you play the rag at the wrong time of the day, say a piece is meant for early morning, like the one I just played there, and it's definitely not early morning right now. The rules say I should catch fire, or my house should catch fire, or something should catch fire in some way. But it seems okay so far. Maybe we'll see if the fire alarm goes off or something anytime soon. Okay, so the next thing that we talked about was I'd asked you all to build your own special drum kit at home. And to do that, we were looking for one high sound, one low sound, and then one wildcard sound. If you don't have this drum kit, or you didn't read about this part before you signed on to watch this, there's some pretty easy solutions we have. Either you could find some kind of a book for your low sound, or you could just stomp your feet for your low sound. For the high sound, if you have like a pen and some kind of metallic object, you could do that. Or the simplest way is just clap. So low sound, high sound. The ones that I chose were, I'm gonna hit my piano and then hit this bell that I have over here. And the third kind of sound that we talked about today was a wildcard sound. And this could be any kind of sound you want, however long you want it to be. And I'm not going to tell you when to use the wildcard sound. This is completely up to you. This is the spirit of Indian classical music. There's some rules. We have low sound, high sound. And then the wildcard sound is where you get to decide what you want to put into this. And my wildcard sound is a little bit unusual. I bought this in India a year ago. Someone on the street was selling it. I don't think this is how you're meant to use it, but oh wait. Such a nice sound. Okay, so in order to learn how to use these sounds, we need to count. And we're going to count from 1 to 4. This is going to be the basics of an Indian rhythmic cycle. That's actually 16, but for now, let's just stick with 4. Because 16 is just 4, 4, 4, 4, 4 times 4, right? Now, on beat 1, as you count 1, I want you to hit your low sound. So we go 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now I want you to hit your low sound on 1 and 4. All right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. This is the first pattern that we're going to remember. So this is number 1. Remember, number 1 means hit your low sound on 1 and 4. Number 2 is going to be high sound on 3 and 4, and low sound on 2 and 3, and high sound on 1 and 4. So let's just do it slowly. 1, low sound. 2, high sound. 3, high sound. 4, low sound. 1, low sound. 2, high sound. 3, high sound. 4, low sound. You guys comfortable with that? Let's just try it another couple of times. And when we actually do this, it's going to be a little bit slower than this, so it should be no problem for you at all. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Low sound, high sound, high sound, low sound. All right, now I'm going to play a raga and count out loud as I'm playing this. And we're going to just do 4 times 4. So we'll do it 4 times and then stop, and then do it for much longer. And I just want you to practice this along with me at home while I'm playing this piece of music. So before I start, let me just count with you a couple of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Low sound, high sound, high sound, low sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So hopefully you guys got some of that. If not, you can probably just like scrub back in the video and try it again over there. Now I'm gonna play a slightly longer piece, and I'll count at the start and then I'll stop counting. But what I want you to do is play along with the pattern that we just talked about. High sound, low sound, high sound, high sound, low sound. 1, 2, 3, 4. And play that for maybe 20-30 seconds, and after that I want you all to play your wildcard sound, whatever it is. If you don't have a wildcard sound yet, then just probably grab the nearest thing that your parents are okay with you touching and not breaking, and just rub like a pencil or a pen or something like that against it. Or you could also flap a piece of paper. That makes quite a nice sound. And hopefully you're going to find and explore more sounds at home as we're doing this. So this is it. This is going to be the actual performance. You can use your wildcard sound whenever you want, but I just want you to do the first part of this 4 times as I'm playing and counting along. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Utsav. Now we're going to join Sam Comerford at his home, and he's going to tell us a little bit about Irish traditional music, and we're going to get to play along. Take it away, Sam.
Hello everyone. I hope you're doing well at home. I hope you enjoyed playing along with Utsav, and I hope you're having a good morning or evening wherever it is in the world where you are. So I'm here to talk to you about Irish music. I'm from Dublin. I grew up there playing the traditional music of Ireland, and I learned it from the people around me. Irish traditional music is a type of folk music, and it goes back many hundreds of years. We don't know how old it is, and it just gets passed on from each generation to the next. So I learned it from older people around me, and they learned it from older people around them, and after you keep going back, it's hundreds of years ago. And the music keeps going, and it keeps changing. We don't know what it sounded like long in the past, and we don't know what it's going to sound like in the future either. And so Irish music is a social music. We usually play it with friends to celebrate life, to dance at parties, things like this. And so while we can't celebrate together in the same room at the moment, I hope you can play along at home and enjoy the music. So Irish traditional music, it's an instrumental music, so there isn't always singing in the music, but there are very many melodies, and everybody plays the melodies all together. Now I'm alone at the moment, but in a session everyone will play the same melody at the same time. So we're all together in this. I play flute, traditional Irish flute, which is a wooden flute, simple flute with 6 holes like this. It's just 2 pieces of wood. That's all it is, with holes in it. And I also play tin whistle, which is the first instrument most people play, a little one. I'll start by playing the tune on the whistle and later on the flute. So I guess we should start with the music. So I'm going to show you how to play a jig. A jig is a song in 6/8 time, but it's 2 times the same beat, 2 times the same rhythm. It's 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can also just say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's what we're going to do. And so I guess I'll show you on the whistle. So this is the first part of the jig. It's called Happy to Meet and Sorry to Part. And so I'll count first. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so, with your drum kits at home, I want you to take the low sound that you have. I don't have an instrument for the low sound, but I have the floor. I'm tapping my foot on the floor. Maybe you can hear it. So the beat is very simple. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the low sound is on the first beat. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I want you to play along with me at home. I'm going to start counting with my foot, and then I'm going to add the melody. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now I'm going to add the second sound. For my high sound, I have a little jar of pepper from my kitchen. It sounds like this. So this sound will be on the third beat. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And now I'm going to add them together. So the low sound is on the 1 and the high sound is on the 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can join in. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now I'm going to play the tune for you. I can't shake this while I play the whistle at the same time. So you're going to have to do that yourself at home. But I will keep tapping. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I hope you understand. If you don't, you can always rewind the video a little bit and listen again. So now I'm going to play the second part of the tune. And for the second part of the tune, I want you to take the wildcard sound. And I want you to play this on the second part of the tune in the place of the high sound. So it'll be on the third beat. So I have a plastic bottle. I think it sounds funny. So that's going to be my wildcard sound. And it's going to be on the third beat. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. And now I'm going to start playing the second part of the tune, and you can join in with the with the wildcard sound. And don't forget to tap on the 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm sorry. The second part of the tune. 1. It's difficult for me to focus on all the things as well. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you have the first part of the tune, which has a lower melody, like this. And the second part of the tune, which is a higher melody, like this. So now I want you to put it together. I'm going to play the whole tune. And for the first part of the tune, you play the high sound. And for the second part of the tune, you play the wildcard sound. Now I'm going to play it on the flute, so that you hear what the flute sounds like. It's the same fingers. You put your fingers in the same place, but you blow it differently. You blow across, and the pitch is lower. It's 1 octave lower. So instead of ba, it's ha. So it's exactly the same, but lower. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. Oh, one last thing. I'll give a big nod for the second part of the tune so that you see when it starts. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's the whole song. So, in Irish music, we always repeat the same song very many times. And we always get faster and faster. So this time, I want you to see if you can follow me. We're going to start very slowly, or the same tempo, like we just did, but we're going to get faster and faster and faster. So it's going to go, you're just going to have to follow. And if you're lost, you can always listen for my foot, which is going to be there. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 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 one, three, one, two, 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 three, one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now can you play along again? And don't forget to change in the middle. I'm going to nod my head this time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. sorry, I didn't nod my head. Did you see where it was? I'll do it one more time. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And a big thank you to Utsav Lal and Sam Comerford for sharing their music and welcoming us into their homes. Check out irishartcenter.org for future fun family programs. And tonight at 7:30, check out more from Utsav with a live performance and a premiere of a new work, including Sam Comerford and tabla player Nitin Mehta. If you would like to support our artists, you can do so by following the links in the comments section of the live stream. If you would like to support Irish Art Center, you can do so at irishartcenter.org/support. Bye for now.